Hello, welcome back to my Space and Energy. I'm Angela and this is La Luna Ray. And today I just want to very quickly go over how you can read your natal birth chart. I'm going to fly through this. This is going to be a super basic explanation on how you can find your sun sign, your moon sign, your ascendant, and then a very brief overview of what the planets within your chart represent when you're looking at them. So in order to even get your birth chart, you're going to need three things. You need to know where you were born, what day you were born, and what time you were born. And I like to go to astro.com and you can plug in your birth time, place, and date, and then it will give you a chart that will be your natal birth chart. I have a book here called Astrology Made Easy by Yasmin, Boland. And here's just an example of a birth chart. So once you go on astro.com, on the left-hand side, you will get like a legend, kind of similar to this legend. I think it's a little more intense though, or lots more information than this particular legend. But anyway, you'll get a legend that will tell you, it'll say sun, and then it'll have next to it the glyph or the picture of what the sun represents on a birth chart. Same thing for moon and all of the other planets. All of the planets have their own particular sign or glyph that is represented within your birth chart. So you have to just look at that legend to figure out what planets are being represented where inside your chart. The only thing that I really want to point out on this particular chart is that on this side right here, and I believe it should be on the left side of your screen, will be the ascending sign of your birth chart. The ascending sign is basically at the very top. It's almost it's more like the start of your chart. So you'll have houses that go all around your chart. So the first house, then the second house, then the third house, fourth house, and so on. At the top here for the first house, this will also represent your ascending sign. And so the signs are all located on the very outskirts of this chart. But the ascending sign on this particular chart is Leo. That is the particular sign that represents Leo. So you're gonna have to familiarize yourself with what signs represent what zodiacs. So that's not something I can teach you. You really just have to look that up if you don't already know. And the same thing goes for the planets, because each planet has a particular sign that they use to represent that planet within the chart. So you really have to look that up. If you go on astro.com though, it will, at least for the planets, show you that legend saying the sun looks like this, and it's a circle with another little circle inside of it, and then the moon looks like a little crescent shaped moon. So anyway, those are the things you're looking for within your chart. That's kind of a quick overview of how to find things within your chart, including your ascending sign. So what do these things represent though when you look at them? Your sun sign represents how you show up in the world. It is your core being. It's just who you are through and through. That is your sun sign. That's what it represents. Everybody knows what their sun sign is. Everybody knows what their sun sign is. But your moon sign, now that's something not everybody's aware of. Your moon sign is actually who you are when no one's looking. It's like the subconscious part of your personality, that more hidden part of your personality. That is what the moon represents in your chart. Then you have your ascending sign. Your ascending sign is kind of what starts out your first house. Wherever that line is that starts your first house, that's your ascending line. And a lot of times it's even marked as like ASC or something, I believe, for ascending. Your ascending sign represents how the world sees you. So it's a great representation of just how people visualize you and see you and how you kind of show up in the world, okay? So that's your ascending sign. Mars, Venus, and Mercury represent the inner planets. And so what do those planets mean when they show up in your chart? I can tell you. Mars is really how you project yourself. in the world, and kind of where your passions are, what you're willing to fight for, and kind of like how you even fight. That's what Mars represents. Then you move on to Venus. Now Venus is a little softer of a planet. Mars is very fiery and kind of, like I said, it just shows your passions and your intense emotions and how you like to fight. Whereas Venus is more loving, and it's more showing how you love and how you relate with others, and really signifies matters that are close to your heart, things that really matter to you. That's what Venus in your birth chart can represent. And then Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. So really this planet signifies how we communicate with others and really how we think too. So this is a great planet to kind of look at your mind state and why you think the way you think. You know, it kind of showcases your thought process in a way. So those are your inner planets. Then you have the outer planets. And the only outer planet that I want to concentrate on is Neptune. So Neptune is the planet of intuition. And that's why I want to concentrate on it, because that's a really big piece of us. It can represent your spirituality. It can represent your dreams and your wishes. Neptune can also represent your undoing, your self-undoing, and where you kind of lose reality a little bit. But that is basically what it represents. The big one is psychic gifts. Those are the planets, and that is what they represent in your birth chart. And the way you can see, basically, when you look at your birth chart, you'll see the little pie slices. The pie slices represent houses. And when you have a planet sitting inside a house, that represents where that planet's energy is being broadcast into your life. And then even beyond the house, you'll see at the outer ring, the most outer ring of your birth chart, there will be all of the zodiac signs lined up. The houses of your natal birth chart represent where. The zodiac sign within your birth chart represent how. And the planets within your birth chart represent what. What is being affected, where is it being affected, and how is it being affected? All right, so that is, again, the briefest overview, and it was incredibly fast. I hope it was helpful, though, to at least get a quick understanding of what your birth chart means and how to start working with it, especially during new moon and full moon rituals. It's kind of nice to understand what zodiac sign the full moon or the new moon is in, and see it in your birth chart and be able to understand, oh, so this is how this is being affected inside my own personal life. There is the collective, and how the collective, all of us on earth are affected by particular new moons and full moons, but then there is also our personal birth charts and how each new moon and each full moon affects us personally. And just getting real familiar with your birth chart helps you understand the energy that is surrounding you at all times. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, this was a very simple overview. I'm not entirely sure if I can answer really in-depth questions about the birth chart because it is such an intense subject. You really have to just do your research. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.